woke up this morning to the sound of droplets. The floor is wow.
That's nasty.
Look at the ceiling. It's still protruding.
Right, that one over there.
So that must be the shower, and this must be something else.
That might be
our stuff. Yo.
Should we go tell somebody?
Yeah, no. Let's just stay.
No.
And filthy boy.
So here we have just gotten to the first hotel. We did go back to the shelter after church because I had called that morning about last night in the leak. I didn't want to let a whole bunch of hours go by without letting them know what had happened in the room. And when I talked to her that morning, she said, just give her a couple of hours, come back. And she is the weekend RA. It's like there's not really anybody there as far as like management during the weekends. So we got back and back to the shelter, and she said, well, I can put you guys in the first room, but it's dirty. And I said to myself, dirty? No, thank you. So at that point, I had gotten permission to stay out that night. So a huge thank you to everybody that donated to us and gave us money, because that's how I was able to pay for the hotel. So the next day, called back to the shelter to kind of get a solution, and I was given the runaround. And I let them know, checkout is at 1:00 because I got the extended checkout, and I was told that I would get a call back. Never got a call back. So I went downstairs to check out. And that day, I was just so persistent with the shelter. I was like, I can't afford to pay for another hotel. And what ended up happening is I just went back there and I was able to speak to my case manager, which at the time I didn't know she was my case manager. And I was able to speak to the assistant director and explain to them kind of what was going on, that I just didn't have a solution. But I was talking to a friend from the church, and she said, maybe you should try and see if your family in Atlanta will allow you to stay. Because I knew they were going to New Orleans for Christmas. But when I called my sister-in-law, she was like, yes, y'all come on. And then when she told my niece that we were coming, they ended up staying. So we left Thursday for Georgia, and we had such a good time, and we needed it. So Christmas morning was so much fun. The kids got a ton of stuff. And I just want to say again, thank you guys so much for everybody that supported us, whether it was a a program that gave us gifts, because that was fantastic. Gift cards, cash apps. Y'all really showed up and came through for me and my kids for Christmas. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all really are the number ones and the number twos. Thank you. We just had such a good time in Atlanta, just being with family. And again, you know, Christmas is not about what you get. It's really about giving. And we were able to be on the receiving end of gifts and love and prayers. And I'm just so, so grateful, me and the kids. So the rest of the day was wonderful. The kids had a blast playing with all their stuff, spending time with their cousins, and the holiday pass was up the next day, Monday at 7:30. So even though I knew that we had to go back, it didn't take away from any of the time that we had there. We had a really great time.
Pound cash? Do we have any scissors, fellas? Okay, I'm gonna go after.
Caleb.
Yeah?
You're excited.
Huh?
You're excited.
Okay. I got it.
Be careful.
Put it on the ground. Put it on the ground.
You're right. It's a real life overboard.
Hey, how about y'all do that where the space? Y'all do that where there's space?
Yeah, don't open it. You do the honors, since you did so good with the alien tape. Christian, here you go. Christian, open it. Open it. What do you have? I got it. Oh, looky there. Oh, you're right. That thing is. What do you have? Is that drums?
Is that drums?
Let me see.
Let's open.
It's so fun.
Let's open.
You have to read the name.
Mommy, let's open.
Give it to Christy.
Mommy, let's open.
Let's open it. Okay. Hold on. So me and the boys got up early to head back to Charlotte, because what I ended up doing was leaving the girls. So I left Cassidy and Chloe with my sister-in-law, just because the kids are still on Christmas break. So I knew that I could come back in a couple days to get them, and plus I had to make it back for our curfew. So it was just mama and the boys. So also I had been in touch with the supervisor while we were gone, and she let us know that we would be going back to a different room than the room we were originally placed in. So I just had to make sure that we were there on time for that. We got back to Charlotte. Everything was fine. We went to the shelter to make sure we signed, or make sure I signed back in. And when we got there, went in, and you have to get let in, went in and went to the room that they said that we were moving to. And Curtis opened the door, and there was a family in there. So I immediately told him to close the door, and we went back to the front desk. And the supervisor was there, and she said, oh yeah, so y'all are gonna go back to the first room because it was fixed. I said, okay, cool. Went back to the first room, and this is what fixed looked like. Y'all, come on, help me. Am I seeing something? Am I seeing something wrong? I'm open. Help me. Open like the ceiling. Help me understand, please. Anyway, so she walked us in there like, yep, here you go. You're welcome. Merry Christmas. And at that point, there was nothing I could do. There was no place for us to go. So we obviously stayed there that night. And when I tell y'all, it was freezing in there. We might have done better staying in the car. We slept fully clothed. I'm talking about jackets, hats, socks, and shoes. So, I don't even think I need to say it.